Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, as y'all can see, it ain't just me today. I got a whole truckload of YouTubers up in here. Come on. Well, we went on a little adventure this weekend. Well, really for a day.
Yeah.
We all went to go see The Midnight last night in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it was a good time. It's this person's favorite band back there.
Yes.
And let me tell you, she had a good time. She let them know what she thought about them. It was fun. Now, we ended up getting a room there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, at the, what was it, Hampton?
Yeah, the Hampton Inn, but it's a Hilton property.
Yeah.
We got the hookup for my sis.
Yeah, and it was a really, really nice place. We was right downtown there, right by the arena or whatever it is there. Looked like an arena or something like that.
Yeah.
And we got there yesterday at about, I don't know, 1 o'clock, kind of hung out a little bit, went and ate at Texas de Brazil.
Yes.
And let me tell you, boy, oh, we all gonna have to do some Pilates or something after that. Boy, look at here, that junk was serious. Serious. You know, it's funny, when you first get there, you're like, oh, I can eat all this food and all this other stuff, and then the skewers start coming, right? They just swarm in the table with like, you want to try this, you want to try this, and they're your best friends to start with, right? You're all happy to see them and all this other. By the time it's over with, you're like, got your knife and like, don't you come back to this table. I tapped. I can't take it no more. I even seen Gary get full.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, we had, God, so many different types of meat. Big old salad bar. They proud of it. No, don't get me wrong. They proud of it. But if you get up from there hungry, something wrong with you.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not something you want to take your kids to. Because, I mean, it's going to cost you $50 plus a plate.
It'd be a waste for kids.
It'd be a waste for kids. I really didn't see no kids in the restaurant at all. But if you got a hefty appetite like this guy beside me, hey, it's money well spent. And but I was pretty hungry whenever we went there too. We didn't eat a whole lot. We ate light on the way up there for it, and just, man, it was so good. It was so nice. Just something about just a bunch of people running around with skewers and meat, and you just eat as much as you want. It's a good time. Yeah. It's a good time. We need to do that on Come On Mountain one time. Just cook a bunch of different meats and just hire some people to run around with skewers and just shove it in your face. That's a good time. We might try to do that on Fired Up Friday sometime. But I'm sure that'll cost a lot of money too with all that meat and a whole lot of leftovers. I might need to get my electric situated a little bit better before I do that. That way I can make sure that refrigerator stays cold. But yeah, it was a good time. We all needed it. We all been grinding hard, trying to get ready for winter, and just work. I mean, that one back over there in the corner done worked herself into shingles, you know, stressing out and stuff. So she needed a stress relief.
Yeah.
And I just needed to get off the mountain and have a good time. I've been literally working around the clock pretty much, and the only way that I'm not gonna work is if I leave, because if I'm there, I walk around and I'm like, well, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, and then next thing you know, I'm tinkering, right? I'm tinkering here, I'm tinkering there. Next thing you know, I done put in a 10-hour day. So,
cycle.
Unfortunately, Margarita could not come. She had to work today. She was not off on Columbus Day. And it's also her last weekend with her kids before she goes to Mexico, right? So she wanted to make sure that she spent time with her kids. They went to a haunted house. I think they went to a football game, a soccer game, and a cheerleading thing. So she's been busy too. Yeah, she's been wide open. And but they had fun. And I'll tell you a little secret too. Margarita is scared of the spooky stuff, right? And she went to a haunted house. So I am very sorry that I missed that, because I'm the type of person that if I know you scared, oh, you getting scared, right? Because most of the time I'm bigger than everybody, like especially Margarita. So like I'd be behind her, right, holding her, and I'd be like pointing, like this is the one. get her. You know what I mean? I used to do that with my kids. You know, the kids would be in the front all scared, and I'd be pointing at them like, get them, get them. That's the one you want to scare right there. And then watch them run and scream. It's good stuff. I mean, it's one of the highlights of parenting, right? You know what I mean? Scare your kids. You know, that's where Scared Straight came from. Y'all didn't know? It was haunted houses. Yeah, Halloween though, if y'all don't know, Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. It's Halloween and Christmas is my two hands down favorite holidays, and it's because it's about the kids. Like I always did like haunted hay rides and stuff like that to take the kids trick-or-treating and all of that cool stuff. And I haven't been able to do that for a little while because, well, my kids are too grown and cool nowadays and stuff. I did it a couple of years ago. I did one at our little neighborhood at my old house around the golf course, because I've always like lived in the country, so like we always had to travel to go trick-or-treating. Yeah. So that was the only time I've ever owned a house in like a neighborhood where I could really like throw down and decorate and do this whole, you know, hayride like to the fullest thing. So I had it decked out. We had music, and I had like LED spiders climbing all on the streets as we drove around on the with the trailer and the hayride and stuff for all the kids. And I cooked like a huge pot of chili because it was kind of cool that Halloween, and threw this big Halloween party and stuff. I would say it's probably one of my favorite Halloweens that we did. But now I'm back out in the country, and I assure you, I can leave the light on, but ain't no trick-or-treaters coming to come on out. Like,
a little weird.
I mean, I can sit there with my bowl of candy, and I'm just gonna have to give it to Ryder an Eclipse because, no guys, I'm not gonna give my animals candy. It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. You know, no chocolate for the doggy. But yeah, we're gonna get together and do something for Halloween. Don't know what yet, but now that I'm up here and they have kids that are trick-or-treating ages and stuff, they're gonna really like Uncle David at Halloween time. Trust me, because now I get to start over. I got at least 12 years before they're too cool. Yeah. You know, I mean, at least 12 years. So I'm looking forward to it. Don't know how much I'm gonna be able to get done this Halloween just because of everything going on, and I'm still trying to get settled. But I've already told them next year, leave Halloween to me. I got it. I got that big 20-foot trailer, and boy, look at here. We're gonna find out where the good trick-or-treating is, and I'm gonna deck that joker out, and we're gonna do it in style. Trust me.
You'll have fun with that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of fun with that.
Absolutely. And then we also have Christmas coming up. Did you know that we just went through a town and they're already putting up Christmas decorations in town? Had half the street blocked off, and putting up Christmas decorations. How come everybody wants to disrespect a turkey?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
It's weird.
Like Christmas is my favorite holiday, but I respect the turkey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't start getting into the Christmas spirit until after we get done with the gobbler. You know what I mean? The best thing about Thanksgiving and Christmas being so close together, turkey sandwiches, right? For like a month and a half, you just can eat turkey sandwiches and it's okay. I love it. And then afterwards, I don't want another turkey sandwich.
You don't even want turkey?
Yeah, like don't even show me a turkey. So it's pretty cool. One thing I've never done though, I've never went and hunted a turkey and then cooked the turkey and then made a sandwich out of the turkey. So I'm gonna try to do that here soon. It won't be this year. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them on Come On Mountain. I've actually seen more turkey than I've seen deer on my property, honestly.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of deer here lately. Now that it's hunting season and it's cooling down a lot, I haven't seen a lot of movement up until about 2 weeks ago. And now I've seen more deer in the last 2 weeks than I have since I've been in Arkansas.
Time to stock that freezer.
Yeah, time to stock the freezer. Speaking of which, we're going to find out how good that freezer actually worked, because, you know, if I don't pay the electric bill, which is the generator, I don't have power, right? Because I'm off grid. And I froze water bottles and all that other stuff. I took like a whole case of water bottles and I just stuck it in the freezer the night before, and I froze all of them. And I put some in the refrigerator and some in the freezer. So we're going to see how that worked. I am stopping at Walmart. I wished I could, you know, have like one of those little cams to look in my refrigerator and just see if I need to buy all my new jellies and mayonnaises and stuff. We'll see. I think it'll work out though. We've been gone less than 24 hours, so.
Yeah, it hasn't been too
Oh,
hot.
let me show you this, guys. Views. Look at that. Ain't that a whole lot of sexy?
Look at all those colors.
Look
for
at that.
fall.
Y'all remember that old commercial with the mirrors where it's all about the mirrors. It's all about the colors. Look at it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is so gorgeous. It is turning so fast.
Yes.
So fast. I swear, like literally just yesterday we left. And it seems like it's already more colorful on the way back.
Huh? It does.
Like, it did not look this colorful yesterday when we drove this same trip.
It's beautiful.
I know you guys like to see the views and stuff whenever I'm riding around. This is a whole new route. I haven't showed y'all this route because I don't come on this side very often. I typically go to Russellville because Russellville is closer for me and Fort Smith is closer for them.
Yeah.
So they take this route and I take the other route. So every once in a while they go to Russellville and every once in a while I go to Fort Smith. So it's kind of opposite. But, you know, we network, right? Whenever we're looking for stuff, they'll be like, hey, have you seen this in Russellville? And I'm like, no. You know, I'm like, but have you seen this in Fort Smith? Because it's really not that big of a difference. It's probably, what, a 15-minute difference?
Yeah.
You know? But at the same time, 15 minutes is 15 minutes whenever you're going over an hour to get to a city.
Yeah.
But one thing about it, it's gorgeous around here. I love it. And it's hard to be in a bad mood when you're riding around in this. You know, people are like, how can you live in the country and drive an hour to town? Well, I'm like, how can you live in the city and drive an hour to go 2 blocks?
Yeah.
With people honking at you and looking at you like they're mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everybody's mad. I mean, when we went into Tulsa, literally, I hit. I think it was just something telling me, like, you don't belong here. Because when we came into the city, going to the hotel, I hit every single red light through town. Every single one. There wasn't one that I could just cruise through. There was none of that. I had to stop at every single red light. And on the way out, it was the same way. It was just like, you need to get out of the city. You can't be cruising. I haven't had to hit my brakes in like 45 minutes out here. You know what I mean? I tell you what, my brake pads will last a long time out here in the country. In the city, that's another expense, right?
Yeah.
Brake pads.
Yeah, brake pad. One of the coolest things that we did, though, what was one of the coolest things that we did?
Oh, I know it. I know it.
Scooters.
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 Hey, after the concert, you know, we did like Ubers and stuff. Going to Texas, I always just call it Texas Brazil because that
Texas D Brazil.
that D always messes me up. So it's just Texas Brazil. We took Ubers there and then went from there to the concert with Ubers and all of that. And we also had phenomenal Uber drivers.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and if y'all are watching this, because they said they was all subscribing, and we had 2 of them. Well, actually 3, because one was a husband-wife combo deal.
Yeah.
They said they was going to subscribe. Shout out to you guys. Y'all were awesome. Y'all definitely made it fun. But we took the Ubers, but on the way back from the concert, we all rented those little scooters that you see around the city. And let me tell you what,
That was so fun.
that was so fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Like, we was like a scooter gang in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
We were like the baddest little scooter gang that Tulsa ever seen.
Running around with our little bells. Da-ding, da-ding. And those jokers scoot too.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked at how fast they are. And let me tell you what, Oklahoma, y'all need to contact your representatives about y'all's roads, right? Y'all's roads are struggling. And on that scooter, I was like, well, I might wipe out here because it was like, but hey, full throttle.
Hey, how about that one hill that we went down with the overpass above us?
Oh yeah.
That one really steep. Oh
Yeah.
we were flying.
We was cruising, and that road was bumpy.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah, that road was bumpy. I was like, hey, but you know what? I send it full throttle, never let off the gas.
And the caboose in the back. Wait for me, guys. I'm coming.
Yeah, that surprisingly was like one of the highlights. The scooters. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
That was awesome, and it was fast. I mean, because we was only about a mile away from the hotel.
Yeah.
I just had a Toyota just pull out in front of me like I wasn't even here.
Country living.
Country living. He's like, oh, he'll hit the brakes. I just told him I ain't hit the brakes in 45 minutes. You just made me hit the brakes. There. Let me there. You know who it was? It was him. He did it. He made me hit the brakes. Now I'm gonna have to get new brake pads. Dang it.
There goes another expense.
And all these expenses. Right. But wow, we've already been on here 15 minutes.
Dang.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, absolutely. But I definitely had a blast. I appreciate it, guys, for inviting me on this one. We're gonna do more stuff like this here soon too. We've been talking about it. Just stuff to kind of get away and break the monotony up a little bit, and also break the stress up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it won't always be kid-free, but every once in a while it's good to do an adult kind of. I ain't taken an adult road trip like this with us all packed in a vehicle and stuff. It seems like years.
Well, we've been waiting for the midnight concert for literally months and months. Anthony and Roxanne found the tickets. I think it was spring.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember when it was.
It was March. Yeah, so we've been waiting and waiting for months for this, and you know, we got the hotel and all that, and it just so happened to come around now. Now was the time.
Yeah.
And it was perfect timing for all of us, because I think we all needed the stress relief.
Yeah, we all needed a break.
And wanted it.
Yeah, and wanted it. And
So,
what a cool concert, man.
yeah, hey, I've never even heard of the Midnight before then, but I'm a fan now. I mean, they put on a really good show.
How about the saxophone?
Oh,
How about the saxophone?
homeboy on the sax.
I'm telling
look
you.
at here. He was the show.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't the lead singer or nothing like that, but when that Joker, he at least ran 3 miles on that stage.
Oh, man.
Like, he would shoot in the back, and all of a sudden he'd run up there, grab a shoulder to lean on, and like he was
so good.
He had me like, man, I need to learn how to play the sax.
Yeah.
Man, that Joker right there was putting in work, boy.
Yeah.
It did like a whole new vibe. You know what I mean? Like when he started playing, it's like the level of the room just went. Whoosh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Everybody gets
loud.
super hyped up, right? They're like, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was actually impressed, you know, because a lot of times you hear people on the radio or CDs. I know kids, CDs are things that's like round and shiny and stuff like that. You know, it's back in the 90s thing. Anyways, you hear them on the radio and stuff, and then you go see them live, and they sound nothing like what they did.
Yeah.
And these people sounded really good live. I mean, even the opening act was good.
Yeah, the nightly.
The nightly. It was funny. We had the midnight and the nightly.
Yeah, which is.
You know, I was waiting on the morning to come, but it never happened. You know what I mean? But it was a good show, so I'm definitely a fan now. I think they're out of California, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just good music. It's good music. It's not too hard, not too soft. You know what I mean? And I felt like they put on a good show as far as variety. You know, kept the flow going. You know, they would have more like one that you can kind of snuggle up to your boo thing with, and then next one have you jumping around. You know what I mean? So I think they did a good job.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, Anthony and Roxanne and me and Gary are always bumping the midnight when we're working and stuff. Like, we can't play it on our YouTube channels because we'll get the copyright strike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, that's really what we're all listening to a lot of the time when we're out there getting it. So,
Yeah.
if you guys are ever wondering.
And y'all will actually see parts of this. Hold on, let me show y'all this view right here, because this right in our area.
Oh, yes.
I love this part right here. Coming back from Fort Smith, it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. As you can see, we got a little bit of rain. My truck got a wash, and it needed it, trust me. I pulled up and Roxanne was like, when'd you get a brown truck? I was like, it's white, I promise. So, yeah, the truck got a wash because we definitely went through a little bit of rain. It actually had a little white out there for a minute right there. Had me puckered up a minute. It's a good thing being puckered up whenever you live off-grid is not a bad thing, because you do your thing in the bucket, you know what I mean? So it's just one less bucket trip, right? But I think we're going to get off here. Now we done did it 19 minutes, so we're going to do 20 minutes. Definitely be on the lookout for Country Road Cure and Simple Life Reclaims video and myself. It will be on our upcoming videos, a little bit of our experience. It's not going to be a ton of that part because we all had projects going on as well. But we did bring you guys along a little bit on this little journey, because a lot of y'all have been telling us that we need to kind of take a break and just kind of unwind a little bit. So we listened. And for all the ones that don't think that we should, we're sorry, but we needed to do it.
Sorry you feel that way.
We love you anyway. We're sorry you feel that way, but sometimes you got to break the monotony up and take a break.
Yeah, that's true.
But now it's time to get our booties back to work, and we're all rejuvenated and ready to go. I know I am. I'm ready to get up on that roof and start slinging some metal. Come out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Until we see each other again, hey, come on. Keep it real.